Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the very inaugural podcast, Glen of Honor, a special Ring of Honor themed podcast brought to you from the folks of Pro Wrestling Authority. My name is Anthony Edwards, and I bring to you, ladies and gentlemen, your host of Glen of Honor, Mr. Glenn Ballard.
It's Devin, by the way, but hey, man, how's it going? To all of our lovely listeners out in beautiful-looking podcast land, welcome. This is Glen of Honor. As my co-host Double A just said, this is a very special Ring of Honor themed podcast. And why don't we start and cut the fat and just get right down to it. So, okay. Anthony, what do we have on tap for us tonight?
Well, we're going to be tackling essentially the current theme of Ring of Honor, their current cross-promotion with New Japan Pro Wrestling, including a certain controversy a lot of people in the wrestling world know of, involving Jushin Liger. We're also going to get into hyping up tomorrow's card on Destination America, as well as, or based on the time now, the card that will be on Wednesday at Destination America, as well as upcoming events that they have, including the very sought-after Field of Honor. But before we continue, let's get the people interested in knowing their host here. What does Ring of Honor mean to you? I mean, you're the one that your love for Ring of Honor is spreading throughout all of PWA. You've discussed at length about the situation they have with Destination America, about how it is on the Sinclair Broadcasting, and pretty much, you're the voice of reason right now with Ring of Honor. So tell us, man, what does Ring of Honor mean to you? How did Ring of Honor influence you? And what does Ring of Honor being on Destination America and Broadcast Sinclair mean overall to the wrestling landscape?
The reason why I love it is because when what happened was it was late 2011. I was flipping through the channels on the local TV, and so I saw something and it was like wrestling. And it's like, wait, this why is this on here? I mean, I've never seen this before, and I heard this is Ring of Honor. And it's like, I've heard that name from someplace. Wait, CM Punk talked about this company in his Pipe Bomb promo. That's where you gotta start. Man, I gotta start watching this. And so slowly but surely, from late 2011 all the way to now, I've been trying to follow Ring of Honor, got into it, and now I just can't get out of it.
I want Castle to win. I gotta be honest, I get it. Silas Young is that, brawler with the attitude, but, I mean, come on. The only person right now that seems to be catching fire is Castle. Silas Young seems to have just been floundering. Maybe I'm marking out, but come on, Castle has to get this one.
I can't give an opinion on that because where I live, I was able to see that episode before it would air on Destination America, so I'm not going to give my thoughts on that match.
We'll do this. I mention the matches. I tell you who I want to win. Since you already know who wins and who doesn't, you just tell everyone which one should they tune into, which one should they really not care unless you just really like the wrestler. We'll do it that way. So, is it worth watching?
Yes and no.
So, no.
I will say, if you want for like a storyline purpose, yes, it's worth the watch. But if you just want to see that match only just because of who it is, maybe not so much. But I would say watch it because it furthers some things.
Okay,
along.
So in other words, we're getting a gimmicky match. All right. So
not necessarily gimmicky, but there are some implications.
Yeah, okay.
But leave it at that.
Yeah, I kind of going to be not too happy about this now. Then you have Moose versus Will Ferrara. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't get the appeal of Moose. I think he's the like smaller rip-off version of Lashley, except
The way I look at it, he is Black Goldberg.
I don't think he has the emotions for Black Goldberg. Like I look at it, it's like okay, he's Lashley without the bewildered look. Lashley always looks like he got caught by surprise. He never has emotion other than like wide eyes. Like, oh, where did that come from? Like he just snapped out of a coma. It's like, I'm in TNA. Oh crap, why did I come to TNA? Oh wait, they're paying me.
In a floundering company. How is this happening?
Simple. I'm getting paid by both floundering companies. Bella, whatever the hell.
Bellator?
Yeah, that thing. I don't know. I can't stand Bellator anymore. Until they brought King Mo in. And it's like, what just happened?
King Mo Money?
Yeah, whatever his name is. So, Moose versus Will Ferrara. I like what I've seen from Ferrara. I can't help but feel like Moose is just going to get the win because he's Moose. And they had that really awkward Moose is going to lose to Cedric Alexander during a taping. You tell me, is it worth watching?
Ugh. Okay. It's basically at your discretion.
So, okay, I'm going to be bored.
If you want to see the stereotypical match of WWF Raw from the very early days, yes. But if you want to see a decent match, you may want to have it off.
Okay, so not watching that. Got it. I wasn't gonna watch it anyway because I can't stand Moose.
Well, I like. I don't know. It's just some sort of aura that he has. So when the fans start chanting Moose, I mean,
look, let's be honest.
How a guy gets a one-word chant over bewilders me. Yes, we saw it with Daniel Bryan. Not
Austin.
sure if there was a pun let in, but
no,
you have guys Austin. That are able to get one word catchphrases over.
Look, Austin did it, and let's be honest here. Moose didn't start a catchphrase. It's literally his name.
I know, but I'm saying the whole Moose chant.
It's his theme song. I don't know. I don't care.
It's kind of, even though there's like even though the words are Moose and Are You Ready? I think those are the only words in the song.
All right, well, skipping that. Now, I read up on what the main event is. I'm actually kind of excited because I've seen both teams. Both teams have recently excited me. Bullet Club's the Young Bucks take on Roppongi Vice.
Yep.
I'm actually excited about this because I like the Young Bucks. I like what I've seen from Roppongi Vice. I'm more intrigued now. I'm gonna probably try to find ways to watch New Japan Pro Wrestling more just to see some of the wrestlers that have shown up on Ring of Honor.
You should take Abby up on her standing offer so that you can watch New Japan World.
I might have to check that out. But anyway, you've seen it. I'm excited. I'm probably gonna say the Young Bucks win again, only because they seem to be the ones on fire to. They're coming up on the 21st. They're facing the Addiction. I'm calling it now. Obviously, in my mind, Young Bucks win. Is the match worth it?
Absolutely. I mean, you get two great tag teams that wrestle in probably one of the hardest countries ever to wrestle in, Japan. Not only for abilities inside the ring, but also they're able to work a United States crowd. I mean that's a really cool thing to see.
Okay, so before we get into the two big cards coming up this week, you and I were discussing this here. New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor. Obviously, I think it's good to bring new talent over. I've become a little bit of a fan of Watanabe.
Watanabe?
Watanabe, sorry. Wow. I butchered this one.
Don't worry, if I see some of the names, I'm butchering it just as much. Like for a while, I thought Taka Michinoku was Taka Mikanakuya.
Yeah. Well, I'm Hispanic, so I should know how to pronounce this better.
Hola.
Sí, bueno. Anyway,
that's as much as I know.
So obviously,
sorry for me being ignorant Americano.
No, you're good. So Liger's going to be at NXT.
Liger-san.
You think this is a bad move? Do you think Ring of Honor should just swallow their pride, take the hit, and be like, hey, we have him at our tapings? You think that it's because see the way I look at it is this way. Yeah, he's going to be in NXT. Yeah, NXT is.
And he already has licensing deals on a T-shirt from WWEshop.com.
Okay, but I mean, let's be honest here. He's at NXT. The only way I can see this hurting, I can't even see this hurting Ring of Honor. If he's at NXT, he's got the bigger crowd from WWE watching him. Then all of a sudden he goes and shows up at Ring of Honor. What different is this than when Ring of Honor was selling DVDs of Joe, Daniels, Styles, Punk when they were all at their height? Just be like, hey guys, you saw him at NXT, come watch him at our show.
Wow, dude, you have much more savvy than I do when it comes to this higher level thinking about marketing and money making for Ring of Honor.
So you think that they shouldn't raise a fuss? Because I mean, from what I can tell, they raised a fuss to get more talent to come over, but that's all they did.
Well, it's not necessarily about raising a fuss. I mean, it's kind of a principle thing with them. New Japan and them, they had a deal worked out that they would be able to use him in the States, and the fact that he's going to be used by the WWE while he's also in the States would definitely be would be frustrating to me, and I understand where it's coming from, but it's still somewhat unwarranted.
Do you shoot the messenger though? Because I mean, it's not like New Japan said, "Hey, okay, WWE, here's Liger," and then have to turn around and say, "We're sorry, Ring of Honor. You're still our prettiest one. Here's flowers." No. They literally Liger gets to book himself. So Liger goes and books himself at NXT because I don't know, he wants to promote.
That's the place to be. I mean, I know it's very much the overhyped cliche, but NXT is the place to be.
Do you think Itami had anything to do with that?
Huh. Wow.
You think?
Not even think about that. Well, I think partially and not necessarily a little bit, because don't forget, Itami got his start in New Japan's main rival, Pro Wrestling Noah. So there would have been limited contact between them two, but I think if anybody that would have brokered a deal, it would have probably have been Tatsumi Fujinami, the man that was the father of the Dragon Sleeper.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say it wouldn't surprise me if it was him having more of a hand in things than Itami.
I only say that because look, Itami is set to make an appearance at NXT, and you might be from different rival promotions. That doesn't mean you're not going to cross paths. You never know when they cross paths at Ring of Honor or. I said
limited contact between the two of them.
So. Well, I'm saying you never know how it is. They might have had extensive outside of it. It's always you reach out to people. I've spoken to Too Cold Scorpio and the people he's told me that he's seen in Japan.
You got a chance to talk with Too Cold Scorpio?
I've spoken to him quite a few times. I've done some filming for him, but we've spoken and he's told me stories about Japan and he's told me stories about how it is wrestling in Japan and whatnot. And from the sounds of it, it's very easy if you're big in Japan And I don't mean that metaphorical aspect, which if anybody knows that reference, you know how screwed up it is.
Yeah.
But if you're big in Japan, you're probably going to cross paths with somebody else.
Yeah.
And so the question is this: Itami's in NXT. He's expected to make an appearance, after being injured. You need a star, and you just got done having a pay-per-view in Japan. That's my impression, that Itami probably got in the ear of Liger. And, Ring of Honor can't say anything because it's not New Japan who screwed them on that. That was Liger who said, hey, I love you, Ring of Honor. I loved wrestling, Dalton Castle, and I loved being able to, his favorite wrestler is apparently Cheeseburger.
Hello, he's basically male version of Bailey.
That's something I'm never going to stop comparing now. Anyway.
Think about it, man.
I don't want to. Anyway.
Just without the giant inflatable pop-up guys.
No, just no more. So, I don't see why Ring of Honor had to be upset about it. I think Itami got in the ear of Liger. Liger, who books himself, said, hey, I'm sorry, but you guys all know my business end. You know that I'm responsible for me, and I'm going to take this one event. And yeah, I get New Japan had to smooth things over Ring of Honor because Ring of Honor probably got all huffy and puffy about it. Well,
they had to do damage control.
Well, I would just look at it this way. It's like, if it was Ring of Honor, I'm pretty sure they should just turn around and said, hey, we don't like what happened. Here's how we're going to work with this. And I'd be like, you guys might need to come a little bit more. And then, Ring of Honor could be like, we're sending, X, Y, and Z over for this promotion. And then if Ring of Honor is smart, you turn around and say, you saw him at NXT, come watch him at Ring of Honor. We got Liger. Come see him. But, I like what they've done. I get a little bit of influence from New Japan with Ring of Honor. I wish to God they weren't on Destination America. Hell.
Destination America is really screwing the pooch this time.
Well, I'm trying to figure out, you get this money from Destination America, and what do? You build an intro on top of your intro. So I have to sit through 2 times the same music and same clip show, but you don't increase your production value.
I think it's more or less the money that is spent is also being spent on merchandising deals and also talent contracts. Just since ROH is getting some more notability now. Now they're trying to execute on trying to make their deals more lucrative, and more exclusive to an extent, so that WWE can't snatch them up out of their claws.
Well, but let's be honest here. If you're going to do that, why? I'm not saying change your whole format, but when I'm watching, television wrestling and whatnot, nothing irks me more than when you have that one hard camera, it's just that one hard shot right there, and then occasionally you have the guy running around. It's like, you should probably improve your lighting a little bit. It's so awkward to see them do in studio stuff and combine it with tapings on the road, because it's just like night and day. You're just sitting there like, how the hell does your backstage look better than your actual match? What the hell just happened here? And I think if they did that, they wouldn't have been pushed down to the 11 o'clock slot. They went from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock. I think you need to increase your production value to compete with NXT.
Well, I don't think. I think they need to kind of. I think Wednesday is probably the worst night for wrestling fans.
Oh no, Friday is the worst.
All right.
Because Friday,
why don't we go ahead and expound upon that thought? Go.
Well, Friday's the worst no matter what you look at. It's a death sentence for television in general. Biggest example was it NBC who had it? Whoever had Constantine. The show was a great show. It's a DC property. You have comic book fans turning in. The actor was converting people. It was like watching a combination of Doctor Who and X-Files. People really got into it, but it was on a Friday night. what do people do on Friday night? They go out. You had a stressful week. Half the people want to go drinking. Half the people want to go out partying. Half the people just want to go home, watch Netflix, and go to sleep.
I'm probably the latter few.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. Like, I don't like to go out on Friday nights, but the point remains, more than likely, I'm going to have a friend that wants to hang out. Or, go grab a pizza and hang out with my girlfriend and just watch Netflix or watch a movie.
Lovey-dovey.
Hey, you know how it goes, all right? But,
actually, unfortunately, I don't. So, ladies,
call
me.
No romantic touch. No. Okay.
Oh, touchy subject, yay?
No, just, I can't help.
Unintended.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway, the point is, Friday is a death night. I mean, that's the reason why SmackDown got moved. I mean, it's not doing any better. Ratings are not improving on Thursday, but they're not dwindling as bad as they were.
Fair point. I'm saying, like, as it stands right now, like, was what I meant for, like, the death sentence night of all wrestling programs is Wednesday night. Because it's just way too flooded with there's way too many things to watch.
Well, I mean, that was Destination America's fault. They were afraid to go against SmackDown.
Well, it's not necessarily just about that, but don't forget, like, they're also going up against Lucha Underground.
Well, that's
and
my point.
NXT.
That was my point. They were so afraid of SmackDown on Thursdays that they pushed Impact to Wednesday. And then all of a sudden we get Lucha Underground, we get NXT, although NXT is only available for people on the network.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I like that part.
I get what they were doing. Like, NXT is only going to be on the network, so we don't have to worry about ratings. Lucha Underground's on El Rey. Not everybody realizes El Rey is in, like, your regular cable service.
Wait, seriously? I never even knew that. I know some people in my family do have cable. I actually don't. Unfortunately, I go to not the most morally ethical ways of watching full
it's free
episodes.
Now it's free on I forgot they worked something out with some YouTube group or something like that they have the exclusive rights. Like, they'll air it online.
Yay!
Hopefully for season 2.
Well, I just want to see Lucha come to Netflix.
I'm sure we'll get that at some point.
Well, I mean, mainly because to me it was just really hard to kind of keep up with everything, like, for Lucha Underground. Like, they really, it seemed like there's like they packed so much into an hour that was, like, hard for me to remember, okay, what happened last week and what does that mean for this week?
Yeah, I get you. Anyway, moving on to what we were discussing about Ring of Honor. So, this weekend, big weekend, obviously, for Ring of Honor, kicks off Friday with Aftershock Tour, which everyone's like, oh, it's a tour. Nobody realizes that's the big one, that you have Roderick Strong versus Lethal again.
Mm-hmm. They're taping like 3 or 4 episodes that evening.
Well, let's go over some of these right here. Very bottom of the bill, ACH versus Caprice Coleman. Who do you got?
Ooh. Go ACH. Go ACH.
Who do you really think is going to win?
Go ACH. Go
really?
ACH.
Really? I gotta be honest. Marking out, I want ACH to win, but I don't see Caprice Coleman losing after I defeated Moose. I ended a streak. I'm rebuilding myself. Mm-hmm. I want ACH to win. I think Coleman's going to win. 4-corner survival. Adam Page with BJ Whitmer versus Will Ferrara versus Takaki Watanabe versus Moose. Who do you got?
It's Watanabe, man. Watanabe.
Whatever.
Watanabe.
Whatever. It's a matter of how you want to pronounce it. If you're Spanish, it's Watanabe. Yeah, you're right, Watanabe. Wow.
Hey.
I'm using my gringo voice. So who do you got?
Oof. So is this a three? Is
Four
this a
corner. Four corner.
Four-corner match. So you said the Kingdom.
No. Adam Page with Whitmore, Will Ferreira, Watanabe, corrected myself, and Moose.
So hang on, that's 5 people.
No. Page, Ferrara, Moose.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
Watanabe.
Jeez. Look at me, I can't count. Alright, so, I think... want to see Moose win. Also want to see Watanabe win. I'm thinking they're going to kind of throw us a screwball and go Page.
Well, see, I agree. For me, it's between Moose and Page. I don't think Page is a screwball. If you're talking about screwball, it's Ferrara.
Me personally. I mean, like I personally, I see. I would honestly typically would think Watanabe and Moose winning that match, just given the fact that Watanabe doesn't come to the U.S. very often. Moose, he's kind of in that push in that big push position. But I think they're going to try and really kind of revamp Adam Page's role in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I kind of will say, unless Coleman interferes and unless what's his name? Oh God,
ACH.
Not ACH. What's his name? God, I always forget his name.
Cedric Alexander.
Carino. So unless Carino and at least
King
Coleman
Carino.
interfere, it's a toss up between Page and Moose. If they do interfere,
don't forget Adam Page is also in that feud with ACH.
Yeah, but he's kind of taking a back seat. Like it's been kind of tragic. Like ACH can't win to save his life for whatever reason. Page keeps winning. Page keeps beating him by hook or by crook. You got no fire.
Less crook.
Yeah, but you got no fire to it. You know, it's kind of like just there.
Attitude, charisma, heart. Just remember that part of ACH.
Well, I'm going with either Page or Moose. If interference is involved, it's Watanabe.
Yeah.
All right, so you got IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions Red Dragon versus the House of Truth, Diesel and Dijak.
I'm loving the role that Red Dragon is on. Not only coming off a big win in Japan at G1, the climax finale by beating the Young Bucks. So I think we could possibly see dual champs in Ring of Honor sooner rather than later. So I think the best way to kick it off is them beating Dijak and Diesel.
Yep, I agree. Red Dragon takes it. Kingdom with Maria versus War Machine.
Ooh. I'm liking the look of War Machine. How it's kind of like they almost. Is it just me, or does War Machine look like they could be characters from the Lord of the Rings?
I wouldn't say Lord of the Rings. I was thinking just of this. I don't know. They just look like typical heavy metal fans.
Yeah.
Well, one of them looks like and I love me heavy metal. One of them looks like Kerry King from Slayer.
Okay.
He's bald headed and he has like the giant goatee.
I was more or less thinking he's one of them looks like the really short bearded guy in the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Gimli or whatever. Yeah, I can see that. So who do you got?
Want to say War Machine. Also want to say Kingdom. It's honestly a toss up at best. So
I'm saying right now, based on the turmoil within the Kingdom, I think War Machine gets this one.
Yeah. Don't forget the turmoil is with Adam Cole, and so is he the one that's being advertised for that match?
No, he's got a different match. He's got a first time dream match, which we'll tackle that one in just a moment.
Oh yeah, but it's oh great. Who's it's not. I know Bennett and Taven.
Yeah, Bennett and Taven. But I can't help but feel like, Cole's going to play a role in that. And then vice versa. Unbreakable Michael Elgin. I always don't know how to pronounce that name. Versus Silas Young. Who do you got?
That's a tough one. Elgin also coming off a pretty decent showing in the actual G1 tournament, which was actually a little bit surprising to me. I mean, for a guy that was in his very first ever G1 tournament, he had a decent showing. So maybe ROH wants to kind of continue on that role, but I have a feeling Dalton Castle may somehow wind up kind of giving Elgin the win.
I say Elgin wins, and to play off your point, the match after that is Castle versus Cedric Alexander, in which I see Elgin getting the win, pissing off Silas Young. Silas Young interferes and takes it out on Castle, giving Cedric Alexander the win.
I was going to say before the Cedric Alexander match that Castle's going to be having Silas Young takes him out before he can even get to the ring.
That could also be a possibility. 6-man tag team match. Kazuchika Okada and Roppongi.
Kazuchika Okada.
Don't do this shit.
And look, Roppongi Vice.
Bite me, all right?
Unfortunately, you live too far away for me to do that.
All right, romantic touch. Anyway, Roppongi Vice versus the Briscoes and Goto.
There's too much of a Japan element in that, and for me, Goto's kind of an unknown for me. I've seen very little of him. Kind of like what he does, but it's going to be kind of an interesting thing to see. But I do know Roppongi Vice and Okada have teamed up in the past, and they're pretty decent. So it'll be something to watch.
So who do you got?
I have no clue. That's the thing. I know how the Briscoes are. I know how Roppongi Vice and Okada work as a team. I don't know how Goto comes into the fold.
I'll go
that's
Briscoes.
The biggest unknown match for me.
I'll go Briscoes and Goto because it's a combination of you get Ring of Honor gets a push and New Japan gets a push. World Tag Team Championship for Ring of Honor, Addiction versus Young Bucks.
Man, I want to say for this match I'm voting Super Kick Party.
So you got Young Bucks?
Oh yeah.
I think Sabin makes an appearance. Addiction keeps the title only because they're going to be around Ring of Honor a lot longer than Young Bucks are. So I got Addiction.
This is going to build something for oh great, the next big event for ROH.
Yeah, could be.
Is it Death? No, we already had Death Before Dishonor. Oh great, I can't think of it.
No
but
problem.
Anyways, it's building for something for a big match.
Could be. Non-title match. Kushida versus Seidel. Who do you got?
Kushida really impressed me with his match versus Ricochet at G1. I thought that was a really well done match. Being that Seidel is from St. Louis, kind of also having some bias towards him. I would personally like to see Seidel pull a win out. I don't. It's been a while for him since he's had a television win, from what I can recall. So I think he may be due for a win.
I want Seidel to get a win ever since he left WWE, but I don't know. This one just screams, champion all the way. Kushida gets the win. Mm-hmm. First time dream match: Adam Cole versus King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Shinsuke Nakamura. Just say the last names for the ones you can't
Who
pronounce.
Who do you want?
I have a feeling the Kingdom's gonna somehow play a hand in the end result of the match. So I'm picking Mr. Yao Nakamura.
I can't disagree with you. I got Nakamura too. Rematch: Ring of Honor World Championship, Lethal with Martini versus Roderick Strong.
Ooh. Man. Given the fact that at Death Before Dishonor they went to a 60-minute time limit draw, it's going to be interesting to see what will happen come whenever it is in. Oh, excuse me. Big yawn. But I don't know. I want to see Roderick win, but knowing that Truth Martini is in Jay Lethal's corner, I'm kind of also inclined to say that Martini is going to have play some sort of role in the result of the match.
Okay, I got Lethal winning. I don't see Strong winning this one. All right, so finishing that one up, we go to the next one, Field of Honor.
Oh boy,
that's your big one.
We haven't even hit the crux of it.
Oh no, this one we got right here.
Yeah.
Gauntlet for a Ring of Honor World Television Championship match. You have the field includes Kazarian, Moose, Dijak, Alexander, Page, Castle, and Young. Who do you have getting the title shot?
How about this? Why don't we do the three people that we think could possibly win? I'm thinking Moose, Castle, or Silas Young for that matter.
I see Moose, Alexander, or Page.
Yeah.
I don't see Kazarian already has a title. I see Young and Castle taking each other out. Page.
To dinner and a movie?
Sure, why not? I see Page, he needs to have some sort of momentum stemming from this Whitmore thing. Moose, has to recoup from losing. But I think the big one is Cedric Alexander trying to rebuild his career when people were saying he should just quit. So what better way to do that than to have him eventually take the World Television title and go on to feud with Moose?
Liking it, loving it. Now let's just see if it'll happen.
8-man tag team match: Young Bucks, Matt Sydal, and ACH versus the Kingdom and Roppongi Vice. Who do you got?
They're going to be. This is just going to be a spot fest for the fans. So I'm going to enjoy. I'm going to enjoy the Young Bucks, ACH, and Sydal picking a win.
I want them to win as well. I kind of feel like maybe the Kingdom and Roppongi Vice have the bigger pull because you do have Ring of Honor and New Japan getting a push from it. But I'm going to mark out and say Young Bucks, Matt Sydal, and ACH.
Now, do you think there's going to be an ultimate killer combo finisher done by the Young Bucks and ACH and Seidel?
If you're doing that, I mean, there would be nothing better than that, would it? Massive amount of super kicks and then 450s and shooting stars and.
Well, I'm thinking more along the lines of more bang for your buck. ACH 450 Seidel with the shooting star press.
That's what I can go for. I mean, that would be the best right there.
Yeah, the most logical.
Adam Cole versus the almighty Christopher Daniels.
Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah, I don't see Cole losing to Daniels on this one.
But don't forget that the Kingdom, they still have some sour grapes. So
yeah, I mean, if we're doing booking wise, you want Adam Cole to win, but storyline wise, you can easily have Daniels get the win with Sabin in his corner.
Well, or Kazarian for that matter.
Well, Kazarian's in the tournament, so I could see Sabin. I could see the Kingdom, distracting Cole, Sabin interfering, and Daniels getting the win. All right, so following that up, you have Goto versus Elgin. Who do you got?
Elgin.
I got it. Who do you got?
Elgin.
That's you're just gonna keep saying Elgin. No reason.
I heard something kind of, and wasn't sure if my mic crapped out on me, so wasn't sure if you heard me.
Any reason why? You just think that he's got the win?
I've seen very limited amounts of Goto, so I mean, I'm more inclined.
Well, he is the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, I know. I understand that, but I haven't seen very much of his in-ring work that can sway me to go one way or the other.
Okay. So on this match, non-title match, Goto versus Elgin. You got Elgin. I want to say Goto gets this win. I mean, I wouldn't put it above that Elgin takes it, but I don't know. I think the champion needs a strong showing.
Yeah.
Tag team rematch. You have the GHC Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, Killer Elite Squad,
KES.
Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Lance Archer versus War Machine. Who do you got?
I'll be interested to see what Lance Archer and Bulldog Jr. can do.
So you got them winning?
Yeah.
I want War Machine to win, but I can't disagree. Champions are most likely going to take this one. Mm-hmm. IWGP Heavyweight Champion Okada versus Roderick Strong.
Okada-san.
You got him? I can't disagree.
Well, I'm actually kind of pondering this one. I want to see Okada win, but I am more thinking that Roderick Strong could possibly somehow get the W.
Roderick Strong maybe should get the W to keep him in line with Lethal, but I mean, come on, it's the IWGP Heavyweight Champion.
Well, it ain't about the title. It's about the man that It's not the title that makes a man. It's the man that makes the title.
Oh, no doubt. And I won't lie that this match probably screams, like match of the night.
Mark out.
I don't know. Mark out seems like the 8-man tag match right there.
Well, if you want to talk about high spot mark out, yes. If you want to talk about technical wrestling mark out, that's the one you're going to be leaping out of your seats for.
All right, so you got Strong, I'm assuming? Yeah. I got Okada.
One of us will be right.
Lethal and Nakamura versus Red Dragon.
I don't see how Lethal and Nakamura can function as a tag team. They're very polar opposites.
All right, so you got Red Dragon?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not disagreeing with you on that one. I got Red Dragon. I think they need to keep fueling that fire they got going on. Briscoes versus the Time Splitters, Alex Shelley and Kushida. Who do you got?
Ooh. I'm thinking Time Splitters on this one. I think just given all the other matches on the card, that from the picks, I haven't had much an opportunity to pick the Japanese guys, so I'm picking them.
I want to pick Time Splitters, maybe because I'm such a fan of Shelley, but I've got to go Briscoes on this one. Briscoes.
I just gotta ask, do you at all see Motor City Machine Guns reunion in ROH?
I don't know. I want to, but I think I would mark out more for like a TNA version of the Click if you had Shelley come back to Ring of Honor and join with Sabin, Daniels, and Kazarian. I think that would be
mind blown.
I think that would be,
and if you add Austin Aries to the mix,
that might be the fourth one right there. But I would love to see that. I would mark out hard for that one. So anyway, all right. So we went over the two big events, including the television, or not including the television, I should say, but the two big events this weekend. I think for everyone listening that we'll come back again next week. You and I will cover who won, the results of it. Who do you think, which one of us got the best of this one right here? Who picked the most winners?
And who was the real winner, the fans or the bookers?
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I can't help but think that, no matter what, a Ring of Honor live event, the fans always come out on top.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we'll come back again next week with another Glen of Honor.
Yeah.
Well, you'll go ahead and we'll discuss everything that happened. We'll hype up next week's television tapings, and we'll discuss more if anything major occurs within Ring of Honor.
All right.
All right, sir. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you to all the podcast listeners. Anything you want to say to your fans?
Thank you to every single lovely people in out there in marvelous podcast land. Thank you very much for your time, your thought, your consideration, and for hitting the play button.
Yes, that is Glenn the Romantic Touch saying goodbye to everyone. And everyone, thank you for listening.